Welcome back to the deep dive.
Good to be here.
Okay, so today we're digging into an interesting piece. It's called Relatable Stories and Metaphors in the Email Body of Philibert.
Right, this one's by Peter Graff, dated May 10th, 2025.
And it really gets into using, stories and metaphors in email, specifically looking at it through the lens of MyLeadGenSecret, or MLGS.
And our mission here, for you listening, is really to unpack why these techniques work.
Yeah, these little stories, these comparisons.
Exactly, why they connect, especially when you might be talking to people who are, let's say, a bit skeptical.
Which, let's face it, can happen with things like MLGS.
It definitely can. So we want to pull out some insights you can actually use, whatever you're communicating about.
All right. So the core idea seems pretty clear. It's about making a real connection.
Right.
The article suggests that using these little personal bits, stories, or metaphors that kind of mirror the reader's experience.
It makes them go, sounds like me.
Exactly. It speaks their language, sort of.
And there's a key psychological thing there, isn't there? That feeling of being understood.
Definitely.
When someone reads that and thinks, yeah, I felt that, it's not just agreement, it's recognition.
Lowers the guardrails a bit.
Totally. Makes them more open. You're basically saying, hey, we share something, even if it's just in a quick email.
Okay, so the article then talks about how some top MLGS email folks are using what it calls mini stories.
Yeah, these aren't long epics, just short, personal snippets.
Designed to highlight a pain point.
Something that the reader might be struggling with.
And then show how someone like them found a solution. Often MLGS in these examples.
Right. And one specific type they mention is this kind of mini hero's journey.
Ah, yeah. Can you break that down? The example was super short.
It really was. The article gives this example like, I was a burned out truck driver, tried everything. Sentence 1.
Okay.
Then, one day, found a simple lead system, finally saw my first commission notification over dinner. Sentence 2.
Wow, that's brief. But it paints a picture, doesn't it?
Yeah. It really does. And think about why it works. That classic story arc. Struggle.
Success. Frustration to hope.
Exactly. And the article points out, for the make money online audience, that's super relatable. Hopeful.
It feels authentic, maybe? Like if the truck driver could figure it out?
Precisely. It suggests it's possible for anyone, not just marketing pros.
Okay, then there's this other angle. The I'm just like you narrative.
Yeah, this one's more about building trust by, positioning yourself as a fellow traveler.
Not some guru on a pedestal.
Exactly the opposite. It often involves sharing something kind of candid, maybe even admitting a mistake or struggle.
Like the example, trust me, I'm no guru.
Yeah.
Almost quit after getting scammed.
Right. But then I found MLGS. That kind of vulnerability, it actually builds rapport.
It's counterintuitive, maybe.
A little, but psychologically, admitting shared struggles connects people way more than just bragging.
It's like saying, I get why you're skeptical. I was too.
Exactly. It's like social proof in reverse. Builds that crucial trust.
And the piece mentioned Jim Harmon's emails, specifically using this style.
Yeah, that anti-guru everyman tone. It's about showing, hey, I've been there, makes you seem less like a salesperson and more like a peer.
Which definitely stands out, I imagine, in an inbox full of hype.
Oh, absolutely. Authenticity cuts through the noise.
Okay, moving on. Metaphors. The article talks about using metaphors for struggle.
Yeah, framing the reader's situation with something familiar, something they instantly get.
And the big example was Groundhog Day.
Perfect, right. That feeling of being stuck, seeing the same, maybe disappointing results over and over.
Like the movie, everyone knows that feeling of a frustrating loop.
Exactly. So referencing that movie instantly connects with anyone who's felt stuck, whether in marketing or just life.
It's a shortcut to conveying a complex feeling.
That's the power of a good metaphor, instant recognition.
And then, the article says, that sets the stage perfectly to introduce MLGS as the way out of that loop.
Precisely. You use the metaphor to tap into the pain.
And then position your thing as the pattern breaker.
You got it. It shows you understand their frustration before you offer the fix.
Makes sense. Okay, what about adding a bit of, personality?
Yeah.
Pop culture and humor.
Yeah, the article touches on that too. Using lighter, maybe clever metaphors to be more memorable.
To show there's a human there.
Right, not just a robot sending emails. And the example they gave was pretty great. May the list be with you.
Yeah, okay, that's fun. A little Star Wars wordplay.
Exactly. Used by a top MLGS marketer, apparently. It's light, shows personality.
Makes it less like a dry sales pitch.
Totally. Even tiny touches like that make an email stand out. More memorable, more likely to get read, more sticky.
Okay, so pulling this together, the article outlines some key things for making these stories work in email. What are the essentials?
Number one, keep them short.
Mhm.
Really short, like a few sentences.
Got it. Concise.
And they need to point to a benefit for the reader, even implicitly.
Okay.
And there's a simple formula suggested. Pain,
The problem.
yeah,
Finding the solution, like MLGS.
and payoff.
The positive outcome. Makes sense. Pain, discovery, payoff.
And, crucially, always tie it back. The story needs to lead to how MLGS, or whatever you're offering, was the turning point.
Right, it's not just a random anecdote. It serves a purpose.
It's the bridge, connecting their problem to your solution.
Okay. And what about truthfulness?
Oh, yeah, hugely important. The article really stresses being truthful and plausible.
Don't make stuff up.
Absolutely not. No fake testimonials, no wildly exaggerated outcomes, especially with a skeptical audience.
They'll sniff it out.
Instantly.
Yeah.
Authenticity is everything here. If it sounds fake, it backfires completely.
So it really boils down to the overall effect then. Making emails feel, what did the article say? Genuine and alive.
Exactly that, which naturally leads to more people actually reading them, engaging, trusting.
Instead of just hitting delete on another dry sales pitch.
Precisely. Connecting on that human level first makes people much more receptive to the actual offer. It builds that bridge of trust.
Okay, so for you listening, how do you apply this? Even if MLGS isn't your thing, these ideas seem pretty universal.
Absolutely. Think about who you're talking to.
Right.
What are their common pains, their frustrations?
What situations feel relatable to them? Maybe drawing from your own journey.
Yeah. How can you use a quick story or a simple metaphor to just connect, to show you get where they're coming from?
It makes you think. What are the Groundhog Day loops for your audience?
Good question. Or what are their burned out truck driver moments, those feelings of being stuck before finding a better way?
Using those relatable struggles as a starting point seems really powerful.
It really can be. It gets attention and starts building that connection.
Okay, so wrapping this up, the main takeaway from this dive into Peter Graff's article seems clear. Using relatable stories, using metaphors. It's a powerful tool.
Especially for building that connection, that trust, when maybe there's some initial skepticism in the air.
Right. It's about being human in the inbox.
And so maybe the final thought for you to chew on is this. What stories or metaphors just pop into your head when you think about your own experiences or the challenges your audience faces?
The ones that feel natural and authentic to you.
Exactly. How can you weave those moments into your communication, not forcing it, but genuinely sharing something that might create that aha moment for the reader?
Making them feel understood.
That's the goal, that real moment of connection.